Southern Soul EZP, Matt Beast, the captain. We got to talk about this. The Trump administration actually signed a bunch of different declarations and bans on several months, several celebratory months. Black History Month was included, and so was Pride Month, Pacific Islander Month. Many months were taken off the calendar on the federal government side. And seemingly, Google took several months off itself, including those same exact holidays that the Trump administration took off. So they took off Black History Month as well. Google took Black History off of its calendar. So that sparked some outrage, rightfully so, because everybody's used to these months being there, and they celebrate these months, and it feels good to be edified that way. So I got somebody with a little bit more experience with Black History Month, EZP.
It's good to see you, Mac Beats, and good to see you on. Thank you for listening, everybody. Thanks for viewing. We really appreciate all the kudos and the comments, and we appreciate the fact that you're telling a friend and tuning in to EZP. And it is a surprise and a shock, Mac Beats, that Black History Month is no longer on the calendar. However, Black History Month is American history, and it is 365 days a year. We should be choosing when to celebrate our icons, when we should be choosing to edify and uplift our own. It is our responsibility. We don't need 29 days from the dominant society to actually do that. And I wanted to say that that's very important. And we have as a special guest, the lady in waiting,
T. Cherie.
Doing great. How's everybody else doing?
Doing excellent.
You know, like working at most jobs, I'm not going to say like some of the places I worked at, they did have a Black History Month celebration going on and things of that nature. They usually do something special for it or have some type of program with food, typically like soul food options or African cuisine. So, I mean, I think it's definitely going to be weird for the government employees that have to experience that. But when we think about like just not having celebrations and dig deeper into the research, he's talking about not celebrating Asian American month as well as Hispanic month. That's what in September, and also Pride month in June. So that's a big deal because a lot of Hispanics voted for him, a lot of Asians voted for him, as well as a lot of people that celebrated Pride voted for him. So, I mean, I think a lot of people are regretting it. It took me back, kind of when I did more research on it, it took me back to when he walked out on that football field, and a lot of people were saying traitor, because a lot of people are feeling betrayed.
We've celebrated this holiday for years, for decades now, for the month. It's the shortest month of the year, and now that is being dispelled. And so I understand that the dominant society wants to say that we don't need that anymore, because they do acknowledge our contribution, our history, and more research is being uncovered every day, where most of us that are here, that are colored or copper colored, have been found to be indigenous. And so just to have an indigenous month is kind of like a disrespect in a sense. So in the short term, it's going to hurt. But in the midterm and the long term, maybe that will make us coalesce. And maybe that'll make us more collective. Maybe that'll make us support one another more, so that we can build a framework of togetherness and synergy that will catapult us to the next level.
This is what it's going to be. Every time I see a kid that's in elementary, middle, or high school, I'm going to give them a Black History lesson.
How much do we lay on them? Do we lay the traumatic experience on them of what actually can happen? Like, for example, the Central Park 5. Do we say if you're a Black boy and you're wanting to go out to the park, it's Friday night, and you just want to have fun with your friends, this can happen, show them this? or do we want to actually like show them the real traumatic experience as far as like Roots? Like those are kind of like traumatic movies, right? Which I think kids wouldn't be maybe wanting to see until they're at least a little bit older.
Well, I can tell you what you should share with them. You share with them the stuff that empowers them, that makes them stronger. Because this generation coming up, they need empowerment because they're already empowered. These are some of the most intelligent, strong-minded people I've seen in a while. So this is what you tell them. You tell them that before the advent of the Black Ottoman Empire, as we can call it, because our history doesn't start at slavery. You can tell them that we created shampoo. You can tell them that the world, the European world didn't know shampoo. You can tell them they didn't know changing clothes with the seasons. You can tell them there was no toothbrush, that the toothbrush was in the Ottoman Empire and in Egypt long before it was ever in the European world. You can tell them that the sewer system, running water, you can tell them that that is a creation of somebody with their DNA. And then you can get in their ear real loud and tell them, you got royalty inside your DNA. Meow!